Okay. All right, everyone. Further down the rabbit hole we go. I'm a few minutes early, so we're just gonna have a little few minutes of chill out time to see who shows up. Boy, I am sure getting a lot skinnier than I used to be. I got to hit the gym. That's got to be part of the future plan. A lot is going on in my life this week. A lot. And it's rough. It's a new beginning, let's call it that. But yeah. And I may talk about it, I may not. I don't know. I'm weighing through that right now. I do want to post this video, and some of it is a lot. So we'll see. But anyway, I'm here for my feelings, and I'm here for your feelings. I'm here for us to work on our feelings together. So until then, while we wait for someone to show up, if you're watching this, please make some tea. I just made a peppermint tea here. That's my new thing right now. Peppermint tea. It's amazing. Okay. And why don't we give it about 5 minutes or so? Well, maybe less than that. Maybe three minutes. And we'll see who shows up, okay? And I'll play some music. You know, I'm still working on songs, and I'll just play through some stuff. You know, the nice thing about playing the guitar versus, say, the piano is you get to see how notes are organized in a totally different way. And then, of course, you know, general way instruments work, you play what feels comfortable on the instrument, right? And you can make all kinds of chords on the guitar you probably wouldn't make on a piano. You were thinking about how to fit your hands. You wouldn't think about it this way. But you get to come up with really cool stuff on the guitar. Really cool stuff. So I can see why so many people gravitate toward this instrument. Here's a song I'm working on. It's called Bad Communication. It's by Sufjan Stevens. And if you don't know who that is, go Spotify him. But he's big on, he's a Christian rock artist, but he's super open-minded. Beautiful music, just beautiful music. And he has a song called Bad Communication. And on one level, it's about an argument, a couple's argument. And on one level, it's about an argument with God, I guess. Don't. Oh wait. Hold on. I'll talk, but I know that you won't listen to me. Oh, you wouldn't say it, but you wanted to. Don't look, don't walk away when I am speaking. take it, but I know it's not for taking. Aha, 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 aha. The one of which who noticed me. Who said, do not follow what you cannot see. Oh, oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. You said you would want it your way, sunrise. So I could not be mistaken for what I know is right. Don't be so funny with me. I'm not laughing. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Things I picked up from playing the guitar through COVID-19. You know, it's funny too, because like I'm really good at I can take a few songs and figure it out. A lot of songs I can't figure out. I actually struggle with that also. I'm a good musician in all sorts of ways, but not in other ones. It's funny. Okay. Okay, everyone. Well, it's 5:06, and I'm a big believer in starting class on time. Okay, so welcome. Welcome. This is the final, I believe, is the end of April. So this is the final of our Emotions for Dummies series. This is part 4 of 4 of the beginner series. Is that right? Yes, yes. Part 4 of the beginner series. And you know, it's been quite a journey going through getting in touch with our feelings. Let me see if I can practice looking at the camera here. It's been quite a journey going through our feelings and getting in touch with things. And I hope you've learned a lot. If you've been watching these videos, I really hope you've learned a lot about getting in touch with your feelings and trying to connect with other people, and or not so much that, but getting in touch with your feelings, connecting with you. Okay. Hopefully that's brought some kind of loving manifestations in your life with other people, though. That'd be nice. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and open up the workbook. And today, oh, and I should say who I am. I should do that every video. I should do that. So I'm Dr. Donnie, and I'm a college professor at CSU East Bay in Hayward. I focus on social emotional learning, or getting in touch with your feelings, the intersection of sociology and psychology. I also have a master's degree in psychology, cognitive psychology from the University of Toronto. And in the last so many years of my life, I have had a whole lot of emotional things happen that have led me to work through my own thoughts and feelings. And that has brought me to put together this workbook I call the Book of You. And from that workbook, I'm putting together these classes called Emotions for Dummies. And if you make it, I have a beginner's class and a intermediate class, a regular class, and an advanced class. And if you make it to the advanced class, I will give you the whole workbook called the Book of You. I will give you the whole workbook, okay? If any of these classes move you in any way, so before we get started, I'm going to give what I call a Donna talk, which is about gratitude, generosity. Yeah. So I want to say that if any of this material is beneficial for you and your feelings in any way, if you felt like you got something out of this and you're really thankful and you'd like to further this work, please consider leaving a small donation today. You know, I'm not saying what to leave, so $5, 5 cents, $5, $5 million. I'm not here to say. What I do want to say is this: if you feel like you can't give today, please allow yourself to receive. Giving and receiving are the same thing. It can be really hard to see that because our culture is very built on the, well, receiving or the being afraid of giving, or these sorts of things, okay? And so I just want to say the best thing I ever heard someone tell me was, if you can't give today, allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive as much as you humanly possibly can till you can't receive anymore. And once you can't receive anymore, then think about giving. What can you naturally, the giving will just naturally happen. Giving is receiving and receiving is giving. It's a reciprocal relationship, you know? And if you can't give with any kind of financial funds like money, then, you know, you consider giving. Well, first of all, let's just be real. Everybody who comes to this class gives a ton in terms of their emotions. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. And it's a beautiful thing. Every time I've hosted this class, it's a beautiful thing. Okay. So with that, so let's go over what we went through over the course of this week. First, the course of this month. First, we discussed in detail a self-care plan. Then we went into details about what a self-care plan is, what it is, and all its infinite little details, and what are your honest, real things you do. And actually, you know what we can do? Let's just scroll through the whole workbook because we're going to get to the last, the last exercise. So we had a whole list of things of different kinds of self-care, and then the honest thing you have about this, and then what would be a healthier option. Okay, so that way you could be more and more aware of just who you are, where you're really at, okay? And then is when I feel something I can't handle, when I can tell I'm about to cry. Yeah, anyway, my point there was a whole bunch of things for self-care, and it's important just to check in on this self-care, because self-care is not a one and done exercise. We have to remind ourselves, we have to go back to self-care repeatedly, so to see how we're doing, what can we do better, okay? Hey, here's one. What negative strategies do I want to avoid? I have a strong tendency to spin in thoughts. Especially when things happen that are difficult, when I'm afraid, something I'm afraid to do, I spin in thoughts. What could just take maybe 10 minutes of doing and getting done turns into 3 days of spinning in thoughts. You know, I've seen like acrobatics spin plates. If you could take my thoughts and spin them like that, there would be 80,000 plates across a whole field. It would be amazing. Okay, that's how many thoughts I'm spinning. That's a negative strategy I'm working to. If I can just get to a place where it's 70,000 plates spinning, you know what? That's some progress. And hell, that's 10,000 plates. That's 10,000 plates. That's major progress, actually. And you might not see it on the outside. You know, the person walking by those 80,000 plates spinning, If they suddenly saw 70,000 plates spinning, would they be like, wow, look at that? No, they might not even notice it. But for you, in terms of your internal self-care mechanisms, that might be humongous because a day may come when you're only at 20,000 plates. And then suddenly, boom, you figure out a way to get that 10,000 off, which by this point you may have practiced over and over. So maybe it gets even easier. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But at that point, you will be down to the just 10,000. Maybe that 10,000 can quickly move to from 5,000 to zero. Who knows? So so just don't so it's important just to honor wherever you're at in the process and bringing just a little consciousness to what would be healthier, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just got to move one baby step at a time. Okay, so here's a whole bunch of things you can do to like just get those baby steps happening. Okay, and it's a really beautiful thing. No one has to have all the answers. You just got to figure it out one step at a time. Okay. Or as I like to say, you get cancer and you don't have to figure out what to do about cancer today. You can take a nap. You can figure it out tomorrow. You can figure it out one step at a time. That's always my worst. My worst actually is homelessness, which to be honest with you, I'm tired of worrying about that, about my home, about being afraid of homelessness. So actually, I'm making some decisions about moving toward a lifestyle that involves increasingly living through my car, since it's just sitting there anyway, and I don't pay rent on it. I'm really debating that, especially since I live in California, where the weather's not that bad, really. Anywho, thoughts. Surviving America 2021. That's where I'm at. Okay. Okay. So then we also have an emotions list. We tried all these exercises for getting in touch with your emotions. And I liked how baby steps this was, right? We just drew them. We looked at them. We tried to mirror them. We got in touch with that, put it into words. Okay. Just sat with them for a while. And then we looked at words, a whole bunch of words to describe our feelings. Right? That was a whole exercise in itself. Then we had a whole exercise on how to meditate, right? We read a bunch of things about meditation. We read a whole bunch of things about meditation, and then we meditated. You may have never sat in stillness that long, and it ain't easy. So we tried doing it. I think in the class this month's class, we sat in stillness for literally 5 minutes. Okay. For some people, that could have been, again, 10,000 plates right there, for all you know. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh. I thought it over, and he did once. He did once mention that he had a problem with the stock exchange. He said, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, he's Chinese. 5%. Gary started off with, I'm in trouble. I need to understand. And this is ending with, you should cut your hair. How do you feel about that? It's really immature. Yeah. I may cut my hair, but I'm not gonna cut it because it makes me uncomfortable. I'm cutting it because it may just be time to let it go. I can always grow it back out. Ideally, I can grow it back out in 10 years anyway. Hopefully the technology will be better by then. Because if it were the plugs, oh shit, hold up. I'm all talking to myself. I am so sorry. I got all kinds of thoughts in my mind right now, people. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. I am so sorry. I actually got stoned before this because I like I said, I'm really stressed out. Let me actually say this. Let me say this. Something happened this week, and I discovered I got scammed by my partner. So I lost my relationship and some money, a lot of money, and I've made I had to make a lot of decisions about downscaling and rescaling my life and how to deal with it, and a lot of that's going on right now. So I'm dealing with a lot. Okay, so I got stoned. I got a whole running mantra in my mind about my hair, and should I cut my hair? I'm really debating cutting my hair. I think it's time. I feel like it's time. My hair is never going to get better than what it looks like now, and it looks great, but I could grow it out in the future, a few more years from now. I think it's never going to get more than this though, and it's a long story. I went bald. I paid a bunch of money for some hair transplants. They work, but they don't work perfectly. They don't look like the hair I used to have when I was 20, you know, the thick hair. It's really thin. There's no technology that can make it thicker. I'm thinking maybe I should just shave it, and maybe it'll take 10 years of technology will get better. I also would have to shave it if I wanted to get another hair transplant, just to even kind of thicken it up a little bit more, which I kind of don't want to, but I don't have the money for it anyway. So anyway, all this is going through my mind right now. It's an ongoing thing about my hair. It's a big deal. It took years to grow my hair out like this, but you can't even see it. But it took years to grow my hair. It only took like 3 years. It wasn't that big a deal. But I paid all this money for this hair transplant, and I like it. It's just, it'll never grow out past this. And I wanted to make it look nicer. I think I might just go ahead and cut it. I think it might just be time to let it all go. I like my little queer DIY haircut, my COVID-19 queer DIY haircut. I really like it. I really do like it. I think it's distinctive, but I think it's time to let it go. Man, I think it's time to let it go. That's where I'm at on that. I like my little front bang. I like that. Maybe I should just, if I just cut the bang, what if I just kept the bang? I mean, not cut, kept. What if I kept the bang? I don't know. I don't know if I'm feeling that either. So I gotta debate that too. I gotta debate. Like, would I look cute if I just took this hat off and only had the front bang? Would that look cute? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's what I was thinking about when I was talking to myself just now. So let's keep moving. Okay. Then we had an exercise on telling yourself the truth after we meditated. We had an exercise on telling yourself the truth. And that involved looking at your feelings: anger, hurt, fear, understanding, and love. Okay. Then last week we just meditated. We had a straight up meditation. Okay, we meditated on emotions. There's a beginning on how to meditate on emotions. Sorry for my computer here. It's getting fixed in a few weeks. And then we had a meditation on the body scan. We talked about boundaries, and we meditated on our body. Okay. I guess I'm going through some pretty big emotional boundary violations right now. Big time, big time. And I can see them. I can see how they happened, and I can see how I went along with them. But, it was COVID-19, and we all were very socially isolated and wanted love. And if you met someone who really impressed you in a million ways, and you'd well, anyway, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. We're going to work on these feelings, I promise. Okay, so we meditated. We meditated the whole final class, okay? Got in touch with things, and we got to see just how deep a feeling can really go. Just how deep a feeling can really go. Okay. So today, we're going to kind of put all this together. And we looked at a bunch of different kinds of where our feelings are located in our body, too. And maybe in the future, I'll also think about maybe some kind of exercise for like openly discussing boundaries. But this is part of an understanding of what are boundaries. How do we maintain and be aware of and discuss our boundaries? Okay. All life is about discussing boundaries. That's what it all is. Okay. So today we're going to put all that together into this final exercise, which is on self-love, acceptance, and validation. Okay, it's by giving ourselves, we're going to discuss what that is. What is that? What is that? You might not even know, right? We went from emotions all the way to self-love. Okay. So like always, you're more than welcome to read along, or you're more than welcome to just close your eyes and take in these words, okay? And I'm talking to myself here too. Just relax. You get the right to relax. Sip your peppermint tea, close your eyes, relax. And take in these words. Many of us struggle with loving ourselves. Luckily, however, according to modern physics, spiritual people, and hippies, love has been found to be the energy of the universe itself. With the origins of the Big Bang came the beginnings of consciousness and love. So self-love is about developing a deep consciousness and unconditional appreciation of your role in the universe. This is why meditation can be so healing. Also, if love is the essence of the universe, then no one can give love or receive love from someone else. Love is just what's left when we are not attached to the judgments of our negative thoughts and feelings, the 5 frustrations. When we do not feel love, it is not because it isn't there. It is because we are actively thinking and believing things that block us from experiencing our true inner nature. In religious terms, this is what is meant by God is love, or whatever higher power of your understanding. God is that beeping noise right now. God is everything. The beautiful thing about a concept like God and love is that it's a term that sort of means everything. Like even you'll be held You'll be held by this thing, whatever happens, good, bad, otherwise. It's like air. God is air. You could go with that too. But God is not even air, because God is in all the places where air isn't. I don't know where air isn't. I guess in the upper atmosphere, there is no air, I suppose. Well, God's there too, right? So God is air and God is not air. God is underwater. God is everything. God is love. Hmm. 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 Most of us have learned a definition of love that is radically different than this. We learn from infancy that we have to love someone or get someone to love us, or that we have to show it by doing the right things or saying the right words. If we went through anything abusive, we may learn that love comes with fear and pain. However, these things are conditional love. They are more about acting, manipulating, controlling to get someone's approval, which, unlike real love, can lead to self-abandonment, denial, superficial relationships, and repressed feelings. Unlike our ego's desire to get what we want, unconditional love is about accepting something as it is, for what it is, and for what it isn't. Oh. Yeah. Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. That's what unconditional love is. That's right. You might end up unconditionally loving a bully one day. And you know what? You might love the fact, you might love him. He might hit you and you might still love him. I mean, you might not love the fact that he hit you, but he might hit you and you'll still love him. All right. That's love. That's the power of unconditional love. He might kill you and you'll still love him. That's the power of unconditional love. Love doesn't mean you have to stay with somebody. Love is the universe, right? Love is the essence of the universe. Doesn't mean you got to stay with them. You can love someone to death and walk right out the door. That would be the idea there. You can love someone to death and say no. You can love someone to death and say yes. The people we bring in our lives open us up to the love, but they are not the source of the love. The source of the love is naturally in us, and it comes from the universe. And every person that comes into our life, good, bad, and otherwise, is here to open us up to the love that's there. It's here to open us up to the love that's there. You never know how that's going to come down the pipeline. You never know. Down the rabbit hole. You just never know. You just never know. You can't know. It's for God to know, not for you. Okay, anyway, let's keep reading. So the key to developing self-love is through self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is about accepting the reality of what is happening inside of us. Oh, that's that. I like that idea. That's something we can build on. Self-acceptance. It's about moving away from our judgments and positive, negative feelings about right, wrong, good, bad, success, failure, and embracing a larger acceptance of who we actually are, not who we or others think we should be. Allowing our self-talk to become more accepting increases our ability to love others and the world as it is too. We develop self-acceptance through internal validation. We have been taught our whole lives to seek validation through external things like money, grades, clothes, degrees, or through other people like our friends or romantic partners, through people-pleasing behavior, faking it to blend in, or needing people to like us or think of us as good. Sat down one day and wrote that all out. Like, what are the ways that a person would seek validation? A lot of things came up. However, healthy validation means being able to validate our own feelings for what they are, as they are, without needing approval from anything or anyone else. Anything you feel is valid because you feel it. You can be totally wrong about why you feel that way, and your feeling is still 100% completely valid. This teaches us to honor our emotional boundaries. It helps to build healthier relationships with ourselves and others. Human beings are all doing the best that they can. So our ability to love can only move at the level of our consciousness. While unconditional love is not easy to give to or get from others, if you don't give yourself unconditional love, you will always feel something negative, bad, wrong, missing, empty, or hollow. Or I could add uncomfortable. You will always feel something uncomfortable. If you don't give yourself unconditional love, you will always feel something uncomfortable. Like the princess and the pea. Even that little pea, you'll feel that little pea if you don't give yourself unconditional love. This exercise will offer you an opportunity to work on your self-acceptance, self-love, acceptance, and validation by feeling through the positive, negative range of your emotions and offering some statements to help you validate your feelings. Since negative judgment is one of our greatest coping mechanisms, validating yourself at first can feel like speaking a foreign language. So practice, practice, practice. Examining how we talk to ourselves creates space for our unconscious child parts to feel internal validation. This exercise is extremely useful for any feelings of hurt, pain, fear, and shame, the hardest things to feel through. And part one was to take a moment and think of all the ways we seek external validation. Yeah, that's right. Because when I put this worksheet together, when I put this list, I was like, whew, there were so many things that I pull from for validation. I figured let's make that an exercise in and of itself. Okay, ask yourself, why do you seek each one? What do you get out of it? What are you giving up internally so you can have it externally? Okay, so let's see. First, I'm just going to make one up. I can't make one up. Who am I kidding? I'll just go through my life. One way I sought external validation was through degrees. Well, certainly, from the moment I was born, it was expected of me to go to college. He's going to go to college, right? And it worked out, at a very young age, I was really smart, in terms of those standardized testings of whatnot. And my parents really pursued that or encouraged it. I mean, more so they encouraged it, not as much as they could have, but they encouraged it. And I was really good at school and I enjoyed school. I enjoyed school very much and still do to this day. And that's what led to this workbook. So I seek a lot of, I got those degrees also because they told me that's what good was. They told me that's what good was. They told me that's what smart was. Now, I did also mention a whole lot of internal validation for that as well. But in terms of the part that's doing the prestige thing, it looks good, it looks smart. What am I giving up internally to have that? Honestly, here's the honest truth of that. Oh, I haven't said this out loud. So part of me is under this thought I have that, eventually I need to put together more academic publications and build up my career so that way I can go and find me a better job. I teach at CSU East Bay, which is a great place to work. But I could pick a job that paid me more money and more prestige if I got at a UC Berkeley, for example. So why not try to aim toward that sort of job? And, maybe that's meant to happen, it's meant to happen. But I feel like the aiming for that kind of thing is another part of this. it's the good thing. It's the it'll look better. It's this external approval thing again. Part of it's that. And what I give up when I focus on that is how rewarding the current things I'm doing are. All the things I'm currently doing could end up into nice publications and things like that. And I'm great with that. But I mean, what I'm getting out of this is present moment experience. What I'm getting out of this is the ability to really genuinely 100% connect to my feelings, my real inner life. I mean, and through that, my ability to connect to my world and hey, sure, connect to other people and build my career. But I mean, if you can hear what I'm saying here. If you can hear it, it's just so much more important to just do the work I'm doing, present moment experience, connecting to my feelings. It's so much more important to focus on that. And wherever that takes me is where it takes me. I mean, if it takes me to get all the work done and do those things and it's meant to be, then that's what'll happen. And if that's not where it takes me, that's not where it takes me. So what am I giving up internally? I'm giving up really connecting to like 100% genuinely my purpose. Yeah. So I don't need to teach at a UC Berkeley. No, I definitely don't. I don't teach there and I don't need to. And there's a whole bunch of other reasons why I don't need to also. I don't need to, I don't need to publish. Do I ever need to publish another thing ever? Probably to keep my job, but do I need to? Do I really need to? Do I need to keep my job? I mean, that's the idea. I would like to keep my job. Do I need to? Well, I got no control over whether I necessarily keep my job or not. All these things are above our control. Earthquake could happen. Earthquake, hurricane, fire could happen next year in 2022. And I don't have a job. And then what? So no. I want these things. They're not haves and musts. All we have is God, I guess. Let's maybe look at it that way. Okay, that went deep. Wow, that went deep. That degrees thing was really deep for me. Okay, let's go to the I was going to pick something lighter as an initial example. One thing is I like to wear sunglasses. Okay, I got a bunch of sunglasses. And why do I wear sunglasses? Part of it's to keep the sun out of my eyes, but also part of it's because people think they look cool. And it allows me to deal with my social anxiety a whole lot better. What am I giving up internally so I can have it externally? Now, you know what? What I'm giving up is really connecting to my uncomfortable feelings with people around people. Yeah. And I'm giving up the ability to make a real connection also from a real inner to outer connection. Right? Let's try one more. Let's do a real basic one. I just want people to like me. I want people to like me. I want people to like me. Why do you want people to like you? What do you get out of it? Okay. I want people to like me because it makes me feel safe. I've said this many times. I want people to like me because it makes me feel safe. I want people to think I'm a good person also, but you're gonna think whatever you think, because I mean, let's face it, I'm Black, so there are people out there who take one look at a Black person and think immediately stay stuck on unsafe for forever. I could be Barack Obama and Nelson Mandela put together. Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, and Martin Luther King all holding hands, and they would still see unsafe. That's how some people here just are. So there's that. Okay. This is the reality I think every Black man in America has to deal with, including the three people I just mentioned, by the way. Okay, so let's just say that. But hey, you know what? I get the right to have whatever feeling I have about that. I get the right to have, not just to dismiss it, whatever feeling I'm having about that. I want people to like me. I get safety out of it. I get safety out. Hey, we're talking right now about police shootings and all kinds of racism in America, right? I get safety out of it. At least being the nice Black guy is safe. What am I giving up internally so I can have it externally? Well, I can tell you, it's taught me to not acknowledge my pain and my anger. It's taught me to run on anger and not really sink into it and work through it. It's taught me to ignore my pain. Um, it's also taught me to. It's also, what am I giving up internally? Yeah, acknowledging just how angry and hurt I am. And so this pain and these wounds come up in places that I don't really they come up all of a sudden. One little interaction, I'm micro watching people's moves. Hmm, that's right. Little interactions, I'm micro watching people's moves, all sorts of stuff like that. That's what I'm giving up. Oh, peace. I'm also giving up my peace of mind. By looking calm on the surface and not acknowledging how I really feel underneath, I'm giving up my ability to move toward peace, to move toward really having some peace. I'm aiming for looking peaceful, but not actually getting it underneath. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. It's interesting how that's all interconnected. What came up in my mind was a discussion I'm having with a colleague who doesn't like me all that much because I we argue all the time. We don't see things the same way. I really kind of don't care if he likes me. So that's funny that came up. But I still do want him to like me. I want him to see it my way. I still want the control there. Hmm. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Okay. So you saw how that worked. You saw how that worked. Just asking yourself a few simple questions of why do you do this and what do you get out of it and what are you giving up internally to have it externally can unlock so much stuff in your brain. Okay. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. In fact, it was so amazing. Why don't we take just a pause? Let's take a short pause to just mentally get ourselves together before we move on to part two. Okay. So I'm going to just give myself a 5 minutes, a 5 minute pause, and we will come back in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Well, I tell you, my mind is spinning. The spinning. I had to. Sometimes sitting with all this stuff's hard. Yeah, sitting with this stuff is really hard. I have to say, I went deep too. So a lot of stuff's going on in my life. So I went deep. I always go pretty deep, though, I have to say. So getting in touch with this stuff is hard. Hey, one final example we could give is I try to make myself look like I'm calm and maybe laid back. I want people to think, do I want people to think I'm calm and laid back? I want people to think I have it together. I want people to think I have it together. Why do I want people to think I have it together? What do I get out of it? I want people to think I'm smart. That goes back to the good, smart part again. And what am I giving up internally? What I'm giving up internally is I don't have to have it together. I don't have it together. Nobody has it together. That's not realistic. So I'm giving up really real validation. It's amazing how much validation you can get if you tell people, no, my life's falling apart right now and I need a hug. You'd be amazed. You'd be amazed. Everybody's going through stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Real validation. Right on. Even Byron Katie, the one time I met her, she told me, don't get spiritual with it. I like that. I like the way she said that. What isn't spiritual, however, what isn't spiritual? You don't have to get spiritual with it. Just real life itself is spiritual enough. Okay, let's move on to part two. Part two is we're going to do self-talk meditation on judgment and feelings. Our judgments and our feelings are strongly correlated. Using that how to tell ourselves the truth exercise, we can line up both our feelings and judgments from positive to negative or from love to hate. We can arrange this in steps that gradually move from one to the other or expand the number of categories. So as you see here, our exercise on truth was anger, hurt, fear, understanding, and love, right? And you could essentially say you can go love from hate to love, and that would be hate, dislike, indifferent, don't care, like, and love, right? Basic, simple understanding of going from like to love in different gradations, right? Okay. And then we can take acceptance, and we could go all the way from hate, can't accept, don't understand, don't know, no opinion, know, understand, accept, and love. Okay, there's a whole range there, step by step. Note in the middle of both, there is a neutral feeling. We often move from positive to negative quickly. So it's important to know what neutral or no thought would feel like. We can also use neutral to examine the 5 frustrations of life, our assumptions and expectations, our preferences and requirements, beliefs and attachments, judgments and comparisons, and attempts to manipulate and control. Okay, so number 1, first practice this by naming and feeling through something you have no opinion or indifferent about. Okay, so name something that you know you got a strong feeling about. Yeah, let's aim for a negative feeling because usually that helps really. So let's something that you know bugs you. Something that you know bugs you. Okay. For me, I'm thinking about my now ex-boyfriend, my now ex-scamming boyfriend. I'm thinking about that right now. Okay. And then just take in an image of whatever it is. For you, it might be Trump. For you, it might be schoolwork. For you, it might be having to sit through another Zoom meeting. For you, it might be whatever, right? Might be whatever. It might be the rent. That day you got to post the rent, that they click the button to post the rent. Okay, whatever it is, see the image in your mind. See the image in your mind. Okay, and then find something in that image you have no opinion about whatsoever. None. A blade of grass in the background, dust on the screen. Well, that might bother you. I don't know, but maybe the shine of the glare on the side of the computer screen, something in a corner, something you got no opinion about whatsoever. The 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 wall behind somebody's head, the wall behind them, just no opinion. The third grain in the wall, in the wood, in the wall, 3 inches away from their head. No opinion. No opinion about that. Just allow yourself to anchor into the space of that no opinion. See what that feels like. We move from hate to love real quick, really, really quick. So it can be useful just to sit with what does no thought, no opinion, indifferent, what that really feels like. You find yourself moving back toward the thing that ticks you off, just move back toward the stuff that's meaningless. Do the opposite of what you would normally do in these situations, right? We tend to stew and spin and spin. Oh, Jesus, we tend to spin and spin. Spin yourself in the opposite direction, back towards the meaninglessness. The grain of wood, the lint on the screen, the something in the corner, the blade of grass in the background. I think of all those shots of Donald Trump getting off Air Force One. And I didn't take any moments whatsoever to think about the grass. The grass that the plane landed on, the grass they walked on. I never focused on the grass. I didn't care about the grass. Well, I care about grass. Well, I care about the planet anyway. And I care about the green things on the planet. And in this moment, I can focus on the grass as a way to help manage my feelings about Donald Trump. Just like I can focus on that wood in the background and manage my feelings about my ex, my former partner. Find yourself spinning in, spin out, spin into the meaninglessness. This is a useful exercise in and of itself, because when we get upset, we spin. And I just want to say, all these things require practice. Don't just do this once and think you're healed, okay? But don't think you got it all. Don't think it'll all work with one try at it. But that's why we're going to give ourselves a nice extended version of this today. And just sit in that meaninglessness. It doesn't have to have meaning. That's just it. It's just what is. It's just what's happening. We give it all this meaning. We attach all this meaning to our partner, Donald Trump. My computer needs to work. I have all this work to do. My rent has to get paid today. We attach all this meaning to it, and that's what weighs our life down. So just take a moment to see what it's like to anchor into the meaninglessness. Okay. Ain't that something? Okay. Wow. Hold on. Oh, geez. Okay, wow. Okay. Mm. Number two. Number two is next, pick something that you do. Excuse me. Next, pick something that you do like or love about you or the world and feel through each step of the positive side of the scale. Give 3 reasons why you know it, understand, accept, and love it. Okay, so let's try that. Let's try that. That's just getting in touch with the scale. Um, let's go with let's go with peppermint tea because that's right here next to me. Okay, I know I like this peppermint tea. I know this peppermint tea is healthy for me. I know I drink tea. I know my interest in tea has grown on me as I have gotten older. I acknowledge that I didn't like tea in the past. When I lived in Louisiana, I didn't see why anybody drank hot tea ever. It's so hot in Louisiana. But now that I live in other colder places, it makes total sense to drink tea. Tea is a wonderful thing to drink. I also acknowledge I used to put lots of honey in my tea, and I am now moving to a low sugar diet. So I am just enjoying the flavors for what they are instead of trying to constantly cover them up with sweetness. There's a deeper metaphor for life right there. I accept well, I accept that tea will probably be a regular part of my life forever till I drop. I accept that I will learn about new teas and bring them in. I also accept that there's a whole tea trade that around how tea is grown and manufactured that I am now participating in with not a whole lot of conscious thought, but I'm aware of, people who in the factoring and making this, growing this tea or harvesting it are often poor people of color and in developing countries, I guess you could call it that, in the poorer countries that get paid a very poor wage to do it. There's tea and there's exploitation also. And I accept that is real and that I minimize it by focusing on just the loving the tea part. And that's important too. I accept that my tea also came with exploitation. Yeah. Whew. And embracing love. I can love I can love this taste and also acknowledge that reality. I I love that I had this moment to share with all of you my feelings about peppermint tea. That was great. I love that I'm learning and trying new things. Okay, so that's number two. So as you can see, and even that went deep, but as you can see, you can see how it just all this exercise does is it takes what you know, or it takes a little shreds of what you know, little strands of things you would have said anyway, out of those 80,000 plates spinning out of your mind, and it just opens them up. It opens them up. Saying these things opens up little bits of those feelings, right? So it opens up those feelings and it gives you a map to kind of verbally make more sense of it. Okay. Okay, so now for the real challenge here, number three, pick something you reject and hate, and take it from the bottom of the scale all the way to the top. Give yourself a lot of time on each step, especially as you move from neutral on up. Okay, so here's the real challenge. Here's the full Monty here, okay? Whatever you need for your feelings, Let's go ahead and get it together because you might need it. What do I want for my feelings today? Hold up. What do I really need for my feelings today? 1 second. 1 second. I got a rhinoceros. I have a rhinoceros toy. I use these toys. I sleep with these toys because I'm really big on connecting to my childhood self. I teach a class in childhood and society, so which is all about connecting to your childhood self. So I have these toys. Part of the class is all about making my students hug the toys. I've been sleeping with stuffed animals. I had a boyfriend when I was 18 who slept with stuffed animals. He was 36. I thought he was crazy back then. Now I'm almost 40 and I sleep with stuffed animals too. Yeah. So anyway, this is him. He doesn't have this one. He's just Rhino. Okay, he doesn't have a name. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do this. Moving from hate all the way up to love. And I just want to say before we get started, these things, you're gonna feel what you feel. It's good to practice these things. Whatever, if the first one's for you, you might want to pick I picked peppermint tea just now, okay? Well, let's see. Picking something I hate. What's a flavor I hate? Licorice. Okay, black licorice tea. I always hate complaining about black licorice because as a black person, I want to be as pro black for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to put another negative spin on the term black. You know what I'm saying? So I always feel bad complaining about licorice tea, but I don't like drinking licorice. I don't like licorice. I don't like the taste. I don't eat licorice. I love gummy bears and chewy candy, and I still won't eat licorice. I've just never really liked it. Okay, who knows? Maybe it may grow on me when I get older. Things are growing on me. Who knows? Changes. But yeah, generally I don't like it. So I could have taken this all the way from hate all the way up to love with licorice. Okay, so you can do it for anything. Pick whatever is comfortable for you. That's what's really important here. Okay, pick what's comfortable for you. Okay, so what am I going to pick today? What's something I hate? Well, I can tell you what I could pick today. I got a great one. I chose today to give my cat to a new home. I've had my cat for 10 years. I love my cat. I love my cat very, very much. I've always said to myself, there's a lot more traveling and there's a lot more things I would do if I didn't have my cat around all the time. And since I moved to the Bay Area, trying to find an apartment, a cat-friendly apartment, and I guess I should just be honest, managing the work of the keeping the house clean and having a cat is a lot. It's a lot, especially for a person who works full time and is going to school part time or technically really full time. It's a lot. It's a lot. And so I always said, I thought about the term for it these days is rehoming your cat. Whatever, giving your cat away is the same thing, right? Rehoming. Let's go with rehoming. I like that term. So I've always thought about giving my cat to another home or bringing the cat to the shelter, but I never really did it. Not the shelter. Giving my cat a new home, and then if I couldn't find a new home, then debating if I would give the cat to the shelter. But now that all this stuff has happened with me recently, I've been revisiting that. And my cat, just gonna be honest, my cat, there's things I love about my cat and there's things I hate about my cat. And actually, that's why we're gonna do this exercise. So let's do it. Here we go. My cat. Here we go. In honor of my cat. In honor of Standby Man Cat, my cat of 10 years, who today I finally gifted to a new home. Okay. What's three things I hated about my cat? I hated the fact that my cat would whine nonstop. My cat is a constant whiner, okay? Constant whiner. The moment my cat doesn't get what he wants or he's bored, he just whines, okay? There are times when he will just whine, and then he'll yawn and go to sleep. He just whines as his way of like expressing his feelings. Okay, I understand that, and I also like it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts. Like often I felt like I needed to do something. So he whined obviously when he needed food, but he whined for everything. And so like there was just lots of times where I just constantly heard whines, just nonstop whining all the time. It was driving me, just, and often in the middle of the night, if I wake up and he saw I woke up, he'll whine and then run upstairs, hop on top of me. That was another thing I hated about him too. He often didn't respect my sense of space. He would hop on top of me all the time, in the middle of the night sometimes. He would sleep on top of me when I was more than ready to move over. He was rather large, 12, 14-pound cat. So he just lay on top of me all the time. There were times I loved it and times where I really got on my nerves. There were times I really got him wanting to get the hell off of me, or get on me for 5 minutes, but then Jesus, go and find your own little spot. You know what I'm saying? Who just lays on top of somebody? You just gonna be there for hours on end. Who knows? You know, that drove me nuts. That was very disrespectful. No, like if I just jumped on top of him like that, he'd have gotten up and left in 5 minutes tops. But no, he'll sit on top of me for hours. I really hated that. That felt really unfair to me. And there were times when I really wanted him to give me affection. Like there were times when I broke down crying, having these videos, and he easily could have sat next to me and comforted me with my feelings, and he wouldn't. He would be off doing his own thing, or he just literally would just stand there far away from me and stare at me. Or I remember one time I cried and he looked at me and he went, hmm? And then he kind of like sat next to me but didn't get really close. But he sat next to me. He stood there for a long time, but he didn't get any close. He didn't get close. Okay, so those are, and then of course I also hated all the tumbleweeds of hair in my house. Okay, I couldn't accept how dirty my house. Like the last 3 years of my life, since I started going to school full time in addition to work, like I just can't accept how dirty my house has become with rolling tumbleweeds of cat hair. When I finally move out, I get to see like they open up the windows and move the stuff out, and I get to see how much junk I'm still living in. It's like, God damn. Because yeah, I'm so busy all the time. When I finally get time to relax, I just want to like relax and I don't clean my house. Right? The people who came to get the cat, I'm sure they took one look at my house and was like, ooh, he's a creative one, huh? He's an artistic creative, he's a slob. He's a slob. There you go. And I actually have cleaned just so they could come and see the slobbiness, right? Compared to what it was before, especially in this COVID year with nobody coming over anyway. Oh my God. So I can't accept how much my cleanliness has slid, how much cat hair there was on everything I owned. Cat hair on everything, just constant cat hair on everything. I can't accept I can't accept having to clean out his poop. Like I bought him a cat poop thing so he could poop in the house. But for most of his time, I didn't have one for him because I got tired of cleaning it. So I just used to just let him go outside. He can figure it out. I just leave the door open, leave a window open, and he can go outside. So he just went outside for most of his life. He likes having a poop place though. He really did like it. But I didn't enjoy having to clean his poop every day. That just get on my nerves. There was a moment earlier today where he pooped and suddenly I had to eating breakfast, smell his cat poop all up in my house. I didn't like that. Can't accept that. I didn't want to accept that. I can't accept that. It bugged me. It still bugs me now. Okay, next one. Next one. Don't understand. Don't understand. I was just about to say, I I also can't accept how it hurts. It still hurts. It hurts to say goodbye to something you love so much. So I don't understand. I don't understand the depth of what I'm feeling right now. I don't understand the hurt that's underneath it all. I don't understand the love that's coming up too. The people who asked to take him were a wonderful lesbian couple. One of them was Hispanic. It's a wonderful lesbian couple. And interracial lesbian couple. They have two cats already and wanted a third one. I was kind of like, wow, yeah. If they, I mean, my cat can be quite vocal, so we'll see how they deal with it. But hopefully they like my cat. I think my cat would be really happy there. Yeah, I hope he's really happy there. So I don't understand. I don't understand how much this love goes. I don't understand how much I don't understand my full feelings for my cat. So calling him my cat. Is he still my cat now? I guess not, huh? He was a cat. He was always a cat. I don't understand my feelings for stand by. You don't know what you got till it's gone, I guess. Hmm. I don't understand what it's going to be like without him. I don't understand what my future holds for me and future pets either. I might get a fish. I could get a I could get a fish. I could get a plant. I could get a hamster. I don't know. I could do nothing. I don't know. Next is don't know. Don't know. I don't totally know what it takes to let go. So I'm learning right now. I don't know if I'll always miss him or always think about him. I don't know if I'll feel sadness in the future. I don't know. I don't know what moving on will look like. I don't know. I don't know how other people will feel about me giving my cat, rehoming my cat. I don't know. I don't know if I need to hold on to all these frustrations I had about my cat. 10 years of frustrations. I've been calling him kind of selfish, really, from about year two, really. Kind of greedy, kind of selfish, kind of spoiled. Maybe I'm greedy, selfish, and spoiled. Yeah, I can find ways in which all that's true. And I found ways in which he was also, and I've been complaining about that for many years now. And I can let it go now. I don't know if I can let it go, but I know I'm going to find out. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get to a place of peace with loss altogether. I don't know. I don't know if I can ever get to a place of peace with losing things, losing loved ones. We're talking about a cat today, but hey, well, you all may not know this, but I lost my family 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? About. I mean, essentially, we are disconnected, disowned. You can call it whatever you want. Disconnected. At 38, I become essentially an adult orphan. That's the word for it. Although if we're recreating words instead of orphan, I guess I'm a I don't know, adults. I don't know. What's another word for orphan? Well, we used to, well, at-risk youth, but then we now call that at promise youth. That's what we call that now. So I'm an adult at promised. I'm an at promise adult. There you go. I'm an at promise adult. Okay, that promise is still coming. Okay. So I don't know. I've had to lose that too, and so I don't know how to deal with loss. I'm learning. I'm learning step by step. Does it hurt like fuck? Yes, it does. And I'm learning. And I'm learning. We're all learning. We're learning for that day when it's not a cat, it's a person you care about. The person you put lots of time and effort and love into. It's that person you thought would always be there. It's yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Now is no opinion, no thought. No opinion, no thought. Okay, so I'm thinking about my cat. There's various images of my cat. I have a million pictures of my cat. My cat was a very beautiful orange tabby cat. So I'm thinking of lots of images of my cat. Now, what's my favorite image? Well, recently, his whole thing was sleeping in a cabinet. I put his little his cat sleeper thing, his cat pad, cat blanket. What's the word for this? Well, he had a little cat spot, okay, with a very comfortable blanket there, a very comfortable like padded bed, cat bed. Let's go with that, cat bed. He had a cat bed with a blanket on top of it that I stuck into a cabinet, and he was sleeping in the cabinet because that's the only way he would sleep in it. He got really addicted to sleeping in this cabinet, so it's been a few months now of him just constantly, he's outside for a little bit and then he's back in his cabinet. Okay, he loved sleeping in this little cabinet. So I'm still seeing him in the cabinet, seeing him sleep in the cabinet, sound asleep in the cabinet. Okay, and what's something about that image I have no opinion about? Lint in the cabinet. What's the millimeter size of the cabinet? How many centimeters and millimeters? What's the number of millimeters? Extra millimeters. I don't care. I don't care. Was there an extra maybe cat snack that was squished somewhere in the cat sofa? The cat bed. The cat bed. Cat sofa. That's funny. Was was there a was there an extra snack stuffed somewhere in the cat bed? No opinion. No opinion. No opinion. How many microfibers made up are inside the cat bed? No opinion. No opinion. No, I'd say I'd miss my cat because I like holding my cat. But the other truth is, I hold these stuffed animals more than I hold my cat, honestly. He gets a squeeze here and there, but he wasn't big on getting held for too long either. So he had moments. We had moments here and there that were real sweet, where we go to bed together and fall asleep for hours in the same position. But outside of that, he always had a thing for crawling in my legs and making me so uncomfortable. I had to move him out of the way. And that was an ongoing thing for the last 10 years. Mm. Yeah, me sleeping, cat in my legs. Something in that image I had no opinion about. How many nuts were in the canister of nuts next to my bed? No opinion. No opinion. The angle of the Joni Mitchell songbook on my desk. No opinion. No opinion. We have no opinion about. Is there dirt under my cat's fingernails in that moment? No opinion. I mean, he's sleeping on the bed. I mean, he's gonna put as much dirt as he can there, and so am I. So I'm no opinion. No opinion. Well, it's kind of hard to find something I have no opinion about there. I'm sleeping, and I care a lot about getting a good night's sleep. So anything that connects to sleep, I care about. So I got an opinion on that. I gotta think here. I gotta think here. How charged up my phone is in this moment as I'm sleeping. No opinion. No opinion. Um, you know, the stuffed animal I'm not holding, the one that's just next to my bed, the angle that one's laying at, you know, uh, the angle that it's laying at. I have no opinion about that. No opinion at all. What's the number? Well, no. Gotta find something. Hold up. Here you go. Here you go. The person who made my mattress. You know, the name of the person who made my mattress. I really have no opinion. No opinion. No opinion. Hey, I'll tell you something else. The person who's living next to me, are they sleeping well while I'm sleeping well? No opinion. I'm not worried about it. I'm sleeping well. That's all I really care about. Suppose if I think about it for a second, I might care on that one. But the blade of grass outside, blade of grass outside, the sprinkler, well, the blade of grass outside. No opinion. No opinion. No opinion. Okay, so just anchor into all that. Give myself lots of examples there. What I like about this is that it lifts off those ruts. You know, there's a rut I had with my cat for quite a long time of that resentment, not being kind of spoiled, being so spoiled, and but not honoring my space. It's allowed me to let that go. Here to come and go, not meant to stay. So what do I recognize and know? I can recognize that, you know, my love, my cat can stay, but the cat itself can come and go. And that cat that built the love that I learned is inside of me that I got from this cat, from my relationship with this cat, is now the love that I use to build this, to do all this social emotional work that I do. It's the love that I use to, it's the love that I use to yeah, connect with other people and to be the person I am today. Thank God for that cat coming into my life. Right now, because of that cat, maybe I used to call him my cat husband. So now maybe there's space for a human husband. Who knows? Who knows, right? I thought there was space for a human husband. That's what I was working towards. And well, you know what? That means there is space for a human husband. And I have to say, I think it's because of this cat. I learned a lot of love. I learned how to give a lot of love, receive love, listen, understand, validate, look inside myself. A lot happened with this cat. A lot. I'm so thankful for that. So I know like that came from me because of this relationship. I understand that my feelings about my cat were a range. There were feelings I enjoyed and feelings I didn't enjoy. There were situations I enjoyed and situations I didn't enjoy. I loved how smart he was. He was, I mean, the smartest cat ever. And if I had had the money of a known know-how, I would have gotten him into Hollywood because he was so smart and so beautiful, so smart and so beautiful. He was my Hollywood cat. Okay, so smart and so beautiful. Could have made money off that cat. Okay, he could have had his own little apartment set up if he had knew how. If he knew how, could have had his own apartment, had a little car. He could have did it all. Okay, really smart cat. Okay. Hey, one good example though is I used to watch him. It was cute when he ran outside. It was cute when he enjoyed hopping fences. And then he eventually, started to chase birds and he killed birds. He would bite birds and bring them in the house and kill them. And there'd be a dead, I'd wake up and there'd be a dead bird here. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. That went against all my ethics right there. So I acknowledged that my relationship with my cat was complicated. Grieving my cat can be complicated also. Hmm. Any more acknowledgments? I can also acknowledge I picked this cat because I wanted someone to love me. That's where I was at when I got this cat. That's where I was at. And I can also say I'm in a place now where I still want someone to love me, but it's not as bad. I'm opening to new relationships and new people. And it's really unfortunate I got scammed. But I also should say this online, the person I was dating was an online relationship and we never actually met in person yet. We were just getting ready to do that so we could start our actual physical relationship. So I got a lot of feelings to process through about that as well. Um, but this cat was actually the deepest actual physical relationship I had with a living being. So I acknowledge that those kinds of relationships can be complicated, and it's okay to be complicated. And opening up to love, opening up to the love of the situation would have to mean embracing all the complications for what they are as they are, not looking for the perfect guy, but being a part, being able to walk with, compassionate with the complications. And accept, yeah, I accept that. There you go. I accept that love means working with the complications, opening up to life. Only when you go to the grocery store and buy the pie, does pie come out in this perfect looking shape that you pretty much can guarantee over and over again, it'll come out looking like this and you can eat it this way. Okay, those are set regularities. A lot of life don't come, especially relationships with other people don't come with those set regularities. You can never know what one relationship with a person will be like from another relationship. Like you can get some idea, I suppose, but you never really can know. So you can meet somebody and they're totally one thing and then you get to know them and they're totally something else. You can, yeah, you can think you've met every jock on planet Earth, and they're all jocks, and they're all just jocks, and that's just who they are. And then you never know. You meet this other jock, and then that person got something you didn't see going on. You just never know. You think they're all dumb jocks, and then all of a sudden, one's going to MIT, and has really great grades, right? You think they're all jerk frat boys, and then turns out one of them is volunteering, at a shelter, and the other one is raising money for children with sickle cell, and there you go, there you go. You just never know. You just never know. I guess I can also say I accept that there's a lot to let go of in life. Nothing you have, you really have. It's borrowed. I borrowed standby for 10 years from the shelter he was in and I gifted him to a new home with a wonderful young, I love that it was two young college students, two young queer college students. I love that. I really love that. Gifted him to a new home. Yeah. And that love is letting go. I can accept that love is letting go. For me, love is letting go. That's something that's come up for me a bunch. And what do I love about my cat, giving my cat away? I love that we're using the word rehome. I love that we're kind of come up with sensitive words. I love that I gave it to a young couple. I love that I think he has a place where he'll be happy. I love that I could let go because I debated this. There's been a few times I thought about, well, this cat, I mean, I love him, but I don't know. And I tried to make an ad. I tried to put up a Craigslist post, and Heart couldn't do it. Heart couldn't do it. I mean, I just like it was like slamming a book on my hand. Just couldn't do it. But now enough has happened to me in the last two couple of months that I can do it. I can do it. And even if the last thing hadn't happened to me in the last couple of months, I still would have these feelings about wanting to do it or wanting to do it eventually. And actually, that adds up to a lot of other things I got going on with my feelings about where I'm at in my life and what does that mean going forward. Like America. Anyone listening to this would agree. America is a place where now nobody's getting ahead. And pretty much everybody's kind of stuck behind. And then there's a chunk of people who are already kind of well off who are still getting ahead, but everyone else is really falling behind. And I have a job. In a few months, I actually will find out I should probably get tenure. Well, yeah, I'm probably going to get tenure and the promotion. I'm likely to get tenure and a promotion in a few months, but it doesn't mean anything to me anymore because aside from a little bit more money, it still keeps me very much in this solid middle class place where I have just enough to get by, but not enough to thrive on a home, build a family, ever pay off all my student loan debt. So it's like, well, I just thought, I don't know. I don't know. What does that mean? Where do I want to go with that? I don't know. 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 I just don't know. Even if this thing hadn't happened to me, I still would be in that position. I just don't know. But I can love the fact that this is really opening up a whole new space to rethink what is the future for me. What will my 40s look like? It doesn't have to look like what I thought it would look like. It doesn't have to look like what I thought it would look like. What do I really want out of life? What is really important to me? gosh, even if I go even deeper on that one, I think about, well, man, if I'm not going to be alive forever, what do I want to leave the world, And hmm, I'm still pretty convinced I want to start a nonprofit with this workbook. So we'll see. I want to. Well, one thing I definitely want to do is I want to spend my time doing this with people. That's one. I want to teach. I want to write some books. I want to write I want to be able to turn this into books so I can legitimate all of this stuff. So this resource will be here. I really want that. And that's great to want those things. That's great. And so I love the fact that I have those desires still for myself. I love that. I love that. I love that. I also love that I'm learning that I can let go of all of that too. I made this workbook. It's already done. It's out there. Somebody will find it. It's already helped people. So it's mission accomplished. Maybe none of those things will happen. No tenure, no job, no future career buildup, no promoting the work. I got no control over it. That makes me feel sad. It opens up a space though. I love that my cat was here to just give me it was just here. He was here. He made the effort. I mean, he had no choice, I suppose. Hmm. Well, I like that I had a body. Going through COVID-19 without my cat probably would have been a lot more difficult, to be honest with you. Didn't think about that, but yeah, it probably would have been a lot more difficult. Probably would have put a lot more time into maybe connecting with people though if I had spent a little more time, less time with my cat having to be there. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. Hmm. Yeah, I can really embrace this is the whole experience. Getting what you wanted, enjoying what you wanted, the getting frustrated when you don't get what you want, and the having to let it go. And that's true for every experience. Cat, job, life, COVID-19, Trump. Okay, so that was deep. So let's take this last 10 minutes and give ourselves part three, validation statements. Validation statements. So this process of validating yourself starts new neural pathways in your brain that will overcome negative beliefs and self-talk. To further develop self-love, you can validate your feelings with the following statements or come up with your own. Keep it simple. This is emotional science, not quantum physics, emotional science, okay? Even you got you boo can get you really far. Okay. I had one person who just said, good job. Good job, Colin, for feeling these feelings. Okay. That's what you got. That's what you got. Good job. Whew, good job, baby. Good job. You got you, boo. You got you. I know it's not easy talking about your cat. I know it's not easy feeling through these feelings about your cat. You got you. Good job. Good job, Donnie. Good job, Donnie, for making some decisions about your cat, for feeling through your feelings about your cat. I love myself even when my cat is no longer with me. I love myself even when I make the decision to bring my cat to a new home. I love myself whether I have a cat or no cat. Love is always here, whether there's a cat here or not. Love is always here, even when I have to make the decision to rehome my kitten, my cat. Love is always here, even when I give my cat away. Love is always here, even when my cat stayed and complained and I was frustrated. Love is always here, even when I complained and my cat was frustrating me and I had to clean and smell things I didn't want to smell. I accept that I have complex feelings about my cat, and my brain's going to deal with them in complex ways. I accept that I can't accept how much my brain twists and moves all the time. I can give it compassion and understanding, though. I can give it compassion and understanding. I have every right to feel the way I feel about rehoming my cat. Anyone who went through what I went through would feel that way. That's true. That's really true. That's like 100% really the truth of it. If you had owned this cat for 10 years, you would feel literally the same way I feel. Yeah. If you had been through what I've been through in life and then had this cat, you would feel the same way I feel. Yeah. I'm worthy enough to feel through all these complex feelings and make plans to move forward and build my life because it matters to me. Because my life matters to me, my feelings matter to me. That feeling of kind of being stuck and that feeling of I don't know what to do. I'm just kind of running in circles because I just don't know how to move forward. Well, I'm worthy enough to feel through those feelings and get to some kind of goddamn resolution on them so I can move forward in my life because my life matters to me. My feelings matter to me. I'm here to listen and understand and validate my feelings. It's my job to validate my feelings. It's my job to love myself through every element of my life. Unconditional love. I can't accept all the mental spinning. I can give it compassion. Anyone who went through what I went through would do mental spinning this way. I'm worthy enough to feel through my feelings of mental spinning because they matter to me. My feelings matter to me. All the stuff I bury down and ignore and stuff and hide and suffer through, languish over, they matter to me. My feelings matter to me. I can't accept. I can't accept how scared I am for the future. I can't accept how scared I am for the future. But I know, recognize, and understand I have people in the world who love me. I know, recognize, and understand I love myself to carry myself through it. carrying myself through it. I love myself enough to carry myself through it. It's perfectly understandable to feel the way I feel because it's crazy. It's crazy what's going to happen to me. It's crazy what's happening to me. It's crazy. And I don't totally understand how I feel. I don't totally understand how I feel about all this. It's complicated. It's going to deep places. I don't totally understand how I feel about it all. My cat, my relationship, my life. And I don't need to. I don't need to. I can give it time and space and rest. Time and space and rest. Even every feeling that I don't acknowledge underneath it all, what I call the but reallys. Oh, I'm fine, but really I feel the but reallys, even those feelings, I can give them time and space. And rest. And I don't need anyone's approval to be okay with how I feel about all these feelings. I do not need anyone's approval to be okay with how I feel, to feel how I feel about these feelings. And I let go. I let go of my cat. I let go of loving my pet every night, every day, feeding my pet every day. I let go of having the head to rub, and the cheeks to rub, the belly to rub. I let go of my cat because love is letting go. Love is letting go. What a gift that the universe gave me 10 great years. What a gift. What a gift. And me and my cat hopefully live the best of his life. Okay. Namaste. Thank you all. Thank you all for being with me as I work through these feelings. Thank you all for being with me as I work through these feelings. Like every exercise I teach, you have to practice these. No feelings are one and done, so please practice. If you need me for anything, shoot me an email. And good luck with your feelings. If this moves you and you're still interested, tell other people. Consider leaving a donation. Give or receive. Receive as much as you can. Work with other people. And if you're interested still, come next week. Next week, we will start the beginning of the regular series where it will, as interesting and as deep as I took this, believe it or not, it actually gets even deeper. The regular series, we will actually start discussing trauma and more ways to get in touch with the painful stuff. So come to the regular series. Okay. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, good weekend. Good night, good luck, good weekend, good week. All that. The good, all the good.